Bobcats fans, here on a Monday night, we are live from Pasco-Hernando State College as the Bobcats look to continue their hot start to the season as they take on the Trinity College Tigers coming into town in a little local rivalry matchup between the Tigers and the Bobcats. Dylan Spalding here with Robert Lischek and also my broadcast colleague as well, Mr. Bob Bade. Gentlemen, this is going to be an exciting night of action. Two teams that are not strangers of each other, don't come also very far from each other as well. Trinity College not too far away here from Pasco-Hernando State College. So this is a fun matchup. This always has been an entertaining matchup, and there's definitely a little bit of a rivalry between both of those teams. Both of these teams know each other very well.
Yes, they do, and it's very important for both of them tonight. These are very important games, and I'll tell you why real quickly. First of all, with the Bobcats, they're 2-3, so about .400 winning percentage. But what's really vital is that if they win this game tonight, they'll actually beat their winning record last year, which was just 2 wins. So it's very important for them tonight. And as well with Trinity, they're 1-7. They had a hard time on the road, being 0-3 away, and they're hoping to get some rhythm tonight. That's what the head coach for Trinity has talked about, rhythm. They had some key injuries, so they're hoping to have a big win against the Bobcats as well.
Yeah, it should be a really good one here tonight. Again, the Trinity College Tigers taking on the Pasco-Hernando State College Bobcats. We'll continue our pregame coverage here in just a minute as we will have the national anthems here coming from Pasco-Hernando State College. And we will take a quick break. We'll be right back here for the action. And we welcome you back here to Pasco-Hernando State College. It's about game time here from PHSC. Again, the Trinity College Tigers taking on your PHSC Bobcats. And we were just kind of talking heading into the break here about this Trinity College team heading into this game 1-7, looking to try to get some momentum here. And again, when you play a team that's kind of nearby, you have that rivalry already kind of established here. That definitely does play a factor in how you perform, and maybe this is a game that could be kind of a big stepping stone for this Trinity College Tigers team.
Yes, they want to be the energy booster. They want to get everything done here. They want to have a good, clean win. And, of course, being on the road, they have been a very road-heavy team this past season for the Tigers. So having a win here can maybe change the dynamics, get that rhythm back that they so desperately needed this season.
Taking a look at the starting five here for your Bobcats. DJ Moore will be on the floor here to kickstart the game. We'll also see Louis Jean, Marcus Shade, Nicholas Poulite also going to be out there on the floor in your starting five, as well as Kalen Wiggins here tonight for your Bobcats. That's your starting group for the Pasco-Hernando State College Bobcats. Poulite gets a hand in a heat, goes up airborne, and Poulite will send it quickly. And an exclamation point statement to kickstart tonight's action.
That's how you start it. That is absolutely how you start it, and Poulite's been on fire. 31 defensive rebounds this season. He has the most experience and has the best experience for the Bobcats.
Great rebound there by Poulite. The Bobcats will head the other way. Bobcats wearing their white uniforms with the gold numbering, the black trim, the TCF, if you will, the Trinity College of Florida Tigers rocking their all black digs with the black numbering with the gold trim. Early 2-0 lead, the only point scored off the Poolite dunk. One of the prettier plays we've seen all season, and again, this team is just so aggressive defensively, and that has really been kind of one of the keys of this season early on so far, is the aggressiveness and how disciplined this team has been in getting the ball and being able to drive it into the paint. It's been impressive to see this season. Great work at the net, but nothing can be stopped there by Karim Lamar, and the Trinity College Tigers able to grab the first point off of their senior forward out of Orlando, Florida. Shot off by Wiggins, or excuse me, shot off by Gene, excuse me, yeah. Lamar trying to go up there and get the second chance effort. He's not able to, and the Bobcats will go the other way. Moore trying to get it to Shea, just bobbled up a little bit by a couple Trinity College defenders. Bobcats will retain possession, but definitely a bit of a sloppy pass there on the play.
You know, yeah, DJ Moore is looking for a bounce-back game tonight. He's only actually, his most surprising statistic, he's actually 1 in 15 from the three-point line, so he's looking to have better numbers already 6 games into this season.
Struggle fight for the basketball, and that ball just goes out of bounds as Poolite will be stretched out on the floor there. And the aggressiveness of the Bobcats, again, showing early on, and that's really what you have to establish here against these teams early in a game, is establish that aggressiveness and really go after the ball and try to allow the other team to make mistakes, and that's what we've seen a little bit here early on in this game so far. Neither team has really had the upper advantage yet, but Bobcats have been very aggressive early on. Bobcats will go the other way on the rebound by Gene. Moore, double coverage, and that's going to be a foul. Foul on number 5 for the Tigers there.
Yeah,
Jason McCoy.
Yeah, he was just swarmed there. So right now the Bobcats have a good opportunity to maybe get something here. They've been good on the aggressiveness, but the scoring has been hit and miss so far.
Second shot made for the Bobcats there. And now they take a 2-point lead here early on in this game. Neither team, again, really having the upper hand here so far. It's only been 6 points combined between both teams here through the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Palat tipped that ball out of bounds. He's been that defensive-heavy player. He is your star player, and so far he's been good at keeping the Bobcats in scoring position. So, again, the Bobcats very early in this game, but they want to work on their passing, and they definitely want to work on their shooting.
Moore looking for an option. That hit off the shoe there of number 23 for the Tigers. Lamar, shot off by Moore, rebounded here by Sam Battle, the guard out of Port Charlotte, Florida. Battle gonna go up to it himself, and he'll make the shot in. And just like that now, the Tigers have the advantage, 2-point lead. Battle comes in aggressively there, makes the steal off the pass in the paint. Timeout called here by the Tigers, and they're going to talk things over, as really seems like both teams have kind of been a little edgy, if you will. Really neither team has had that momentum or has really been clean in terms of the passing and the moving the ball around. So I think that's really kind of been the early story here as we get into this ball game.
You're right on the nose. You know, tipped passes, maybe some deflected passes here and there. So again, looking for some good clean basketball. But right now, both teams looking to have a good planted start, build that foundation, and run all the way through.
Bob, there's a notable name on this Trinity College roster that we have to mention. Adelius Reeves, back here at Pasco-Hernando State College, has spent some time here in the program, played for Pasco-Hernando State College under Coach O'Neill, and it's great to see him back. Obviously, it's always exciting to see a former Bobcat back, so to see him here playing up against the Bobcats here as a visitor is kind of an interesting look.
He went from a Bobcat to a Tiger.
Yeah, he went from a cat to a cat, a different cat at least.
You always get to follow our former players.
Same group on the floor here for both squads. No changes made. DJ Nunnery will get it out to Sam Battle, and now the Tigers will head the other way. Shot from mid-range around the free throw area was by number 23, Lamar, not able to get that one in. Bobcats will able to get the rebound, and now they head the other way. Bobcats looking to try to get something working here offensively. Looking for Wiggins in the paint. Wiggins a little bit of an off-centered shot there, if you will, and able to get the shot in. Great job by Wiggins on the off-balance put-in, and he's able to get the first points of the night for Wiggins. Moore able to get the steal on the bobbled ball. Moore, beautiful layup opportunity, not able to connect. And now the Tigers will head the other way. Stolen once more by B.J. Jefferson. Jefferson actually the only change made for the Bobcats. He's the only new player in the game, I should say, for the Bobcats. Polite, aggressive play, able to get the foul on the blocking foul there. DJ Nunnery not able to establish his footing there, and that will allow for the Bobcats to head to the line and shoot for two, and Poulet will have an opportunity as Adelius Reeves will check into the game for the first time as a Tiger here tonight. Again, as we mentioned, the former Bobcat coming into tonight's game, and someone who really provided a lot, Bob, to this Bobcats team. We got to broadcast him last season, and he was definitely one of the bright spots last season for this Bobcats team.
Yeah, good to see him back in our gym, Dylan.
Battle dishes it out to Reeves. Reeves trying to go for the layup opportunity. Second chance effort, not able to get that one in. Great save there by number 5 for the Tigers, Jason McCoy. But the Bobcats able to get the rebound, and they'll go back the other way. Shade now out to Moore. Moore out to Polite. Polite trying to look for maybe a shot opportunity. He dishes it back out to Wiggins. Wiggins to Shade. Shade going to try to go to the outer part of the floor. Shot from 3 off Wiggins, rebounded by Reeves, and the Tigers will head back. Tigers looking for a quick 3 ball off the shot from McCoy, not able to get that one in. Again, neither team establishing a real offensive heavy presence so far. Great layup though by Shade on the hook shot there under the rim. That was a beautiful play and really executed very well. And that's, again, something that we've really seen the Bobcats do well is their just efficiency in their passing and making easy plays like that has been really impressive to see.
And the rebound game has been quite interesting, to say the least. Really good on their rebounds, especially last game. They had 44 rebounds. They actually beat Santa Fe College with their rebounds, 44-40 on those rebounds. So, again, they've been really good on keeping the plays going if need be. It's just where do you want to shoot it, where do you want to go? So the Bobcats still figuring that out. It's still a very close game.
Shade looking for someone to pass it to. He gets it out to Wiggins. Wiggins will look around. He shoots from 3 off the backboard, rebounded by Sam Battle. The Tigers going to look to try to get some momentum here as they're trailing by 4. We're about a quarter of the way through, or a little over a quarter of the way through here in the first half. And great play by Poulat. Pretty shot on the layup there, and able to put that one into the net.
He's definitely making a statement tonight, Poulat. Again, defensive heavy, has been the rebound player, I should say, and getting those scoring opportunities. So good job by Poulat. He's definitely putting his position in very well detail tonight.
Polite, mid-ranger from the free throw line, able to get that one in, and Polite has been on a roll here early on in this one and has really helped get the offense rolling for the Bobcats. And I mean, it all started with the big dunk that we saw, and the maybe one of the best steals we have seen all season long on the kind of airborne steal in the air. That was one of the more prettier plays we've seen all year long. As DJ Moore now will try to control things here for the Bobcats. 14-8 lead here as Bobcats looking to try to gain advantage. Trouble though, oh, and what a dunk from Kareem Lamar. He goes airborne, and it is now 14-10. Sloppy work really here now for the Bobcats as they try to regain control here and try to sue down. Again, losing the ball again, still trouble for the Bobcats. Another lossage of ball. Great pass there from Wiggins to Shade, and somehow that worked out perfectly for the Bobcats.
The key word being somehow, Dylan. You don't draw them up in practice like
No,
that.
No, you do not. Shot from mid-range, off the back of the rim, and the foul will be charged to the Tigers. So a couple changes here coming in for the Tigers is going to be Brandon Behar, and actually it'll be immediate timeout, so we'll await these changes officially coming in, but so far it seems like, again, both teams are really trying to feel each other out. Neither team has really had total control. There's been a little bit of sloppy ball handling and losing the ball and losing control, and that's really, I think, something that has to be cleaned up by both squads here early on in this game.
You know, they have to. You know, the sloppy play at midpoint was definitely something that was not good for the Bobcats. But, again, right now it's still very early. They still have a lead. But, again, those sloppy plays can kill a game. They can kill the momentum of a team. So, I mean, right now it's too close to call. Everyone is still working on what they can do to progress forward in this game right now with their passing. So we'll just have to see what happens, basically.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the game plays out. And it's so tough to tell early on in a game because these two teams are feeling out each other. This is the first matchup of two this season that these two teams will have. So, again, it's a feeling out process for both squads as they try to kind of get a feel of each other. I mean, this is a brand new Bobcats team that this Trinity College team is facing, and it's a different team as well, much more sizable team, athletic team as well. It's different than what we saw from last year's team here heading into 2024.
And it's a different team for Trinity because of those key injuries. So new teams on both sides, basically, and they're feeling each other out, and they've been really aggressive and defensive, heavy defense for both teams that has led to some good plays by both.
Justin Beal in the game now here for the Bobcats. Couple changes here for the Bobcats. Isaac Priester also in the game as well. Isaac Heaven as well also checked in for the Bobcats at the break. So a couple new changes here for PHSC. DJ Nunnery also returning to the game for the Trinity College Tigers. So pretty much a different group here for the Bobcats outside of number 0, Mr. B.J. Jefferson. Brian Jefferson is the only remaining player for the Bobcats in the game. Bobcats lose possession there. Sam Battle checks in, passes the ball inbound to number 10, Brandon Behar. Behar out of Newport Richey, Florida, sophomore guard. Another lossage of possession there from the Tigers, and now the Bobcats will return possession once more. Again, still sloppy ball handling here out of the break. See if that can get cleaned up as the game progresses here as we approach the halfway point of the first half of action. Jefferson looking to try to make something happen, dishes it out over to Priester. Priester loses control. And they're gonna say, I believe it's gonna be a foul on number 11 for the Tigers. That's gonna be James Miller, the Jacksonville, Florida product, charged with the foul. The 4th foul already tonight for the Tigers. Definitely something to take note of here early on in this first half. Great play by Isaac Heaven. Going up towards the heavens, if you will, to make that shot and able to grab the layup, and it's now an 18-10 lead here for the Bobcats.
Isaac Heavens is a great player. 71 assists in 2022 and 23, and 67 assists back last year at his high school in Braden River.
Foul by Priester on Adelius Reeves. Definitely a last-minute foul, if you will, on the play, but you can definitely see the contact there and for sure the right call. So Reeves will head to the line to shoot for 2 here. First shot is good by Reeves.
Yeah, Trinity right now, compared to last game, you know, their actual field goal percentage was actually 42.2 compared to their competitors at Atlantis University, which is really good for them. Definitely an improvement from last season and what they've done. So right now, the Bobcats and the Tigers are looking to maybe better themselves in this later half of the game.
Cartagena able to get the assist there to Reeves on the second chance opportunity after the missed free throw shot. Chance for Heaven from 3 is off the mark. Potential another opportunity here from 3 again from Priester. Priester swishes that one in, that's good. 21-13 here in this one as the Bobcats have an 8-point advantage. Shot up, no good. Gene Garcia dishes it into the paint. Priester again. Priester getting some work in. And the Bobcats are rolling here. It's now a 10-point lead for PHSC.
The synergy is happening right now between these players. They are much better at their plays, their passes. So right now, again,
wow.
Look at that defensive opportunity.
That is as great of a defensive play as you will ever see. Double covered and able to still cleanly make the steal. I mean, that is what you draw up in practice, and not being overly aggressive to draw a foul, but being just aggressive enough in order to able to grab the steal. And a mistake for the Tigers results in a turnover as DJ Nunnery will check back into the game here. But again, this is what you want here if you're the Bobcats. Start giving a little bit of that momentum, as you mentioned, building up that synergy now, and try to take advantage here in this game.
And they're much more spaced out, so they're able to have those open opportunities for passing and then for shooting at the three-point line.
Just missed the net there. It was close to on target, but just not enough oomph there, if you will, on the shot. And that will be a turnover here, so the Tigers will take it back the other way. So it's a 10-point lead here for the Bobcats as the offensive momentum has swayed into the favor of PHSC. Cartagena, his first shot of the night, over the rim. And the Bobcats will rebound off Priester. Priester loses his handle there on the ball. Chance for Garcia. Garcia loses control, but the Bobcats will retain possession. Interesting there that Cartagena went after the ball there after it lost out at Garcia. I thought maybe he would have left that go, but might have not also mattered either. It was hard to tell if maybe Tiger hand got in beforehand. Heaven dishes it out here to Beal. Beal able to get that one in. That's good. And it is now a 12-point Bobcat lead, the largest lead of the night.
Again, Justin Beal has been a great player last season, 4.2 rebounds per game. And then right now this season, just offensively and defensively, 9 rebounds this season. So he's actually beating the national average with just 2.6 rebounds per game.
Foul's going to be on B.J. Jefferson. So that will send Cartagena to the line to shoot for 2. The Tampa, Florida native will get his first 2 free throw attempts of the evening.
Bobcats really stepping up the pressure on the Tigers here, guys, in the last few minutes.
Alex Dawson will now check into the game here for the Tigers. And rebounded here by the Bobcats on the missed free throw attempt. And Bob, to your point, you make a really good point there. It just seems like they are swarming this Tigers offense defensively, and it's really caused for some fits here for the Tigers. And again, playing aggressive has been the kind of the MO, if you will, here for this Bobcats team and for Nick O'Neill. And when you have a team that has so much size, you want to use that to your advantage. Jefferson trying to maybe draw the foul there, not able to. And the Tigers will try to go back the other way. They trail by 11. Reeves able to get that one in on the layup. I think Priester was maybe hoping for the foul there, but no foul to be called. And now the Bobcats will have to look to try to get back within or over 10-point lead. Heaven looks over into three-point range for Priester. Priester from three, bang from Priester. Impressive shot from three, finding the open man.
Boy,
and the Bobcats lead 38-18.
First it was Pouliot, now it's Priester. They're both feeling it tonight.
And it was actually a great setup. You know, Heaven moved Priester to that side, told him to move from that side, and was able to get the three-pointer in absolute no time.
Three ball again from Nunnery. That's going to go out of bounds, and that will be Bobcat possession. A couple changes here for the Bobcat, or for the Tigers, excuse me. It's going to be Jason McCoy coming into the game, as well as Kareem Lamar. And we will have a media timeout here as we're about 3/4 of the way through here in the first half. And again, it seems, as you mentioned, Bob, the Bobcats, and Robert, you could even mention this as well. I mean, Bobcats have really stepped up their game here. It seems like they are playing a bit more. They're playing aggressive, but they're playing smart aggressive. And I think that's what you want to see here early on. Or later into this first half, and as we head into the second half. This is what you want to see here from the Bobcats, and this is what you hope to see heading into the second half as well.
You know, Coach O'Neill said it earlier when we did our first broadcast. They wanted good, clean basketball. Be smart with it. And you could see that there's a lot of communication, like that last three-pointer play that we just saw. You know, swaying Bobcats to go into different areas so they're able to have an opening and have enough time to shoot it and then reset for the next opportunity. So the Bobcats are doing really well in the last 3-4 minutes of play. And right now as well, they're not drawing as much fouls that we've seen so far. So, again, they're aggressive, but they're not teetering towards foul territory, getting those fouls, and as well having those opportunities to tip the ball to get it into their way, their possession, and score. What
has kind of been the biggest, I don't know, maybe key so far for the Bobcats and what they've been able to do successfully, I should say, here in this game so far?
I think that for them, the biggest key that they've done so far, like the biggest key that they have, is that they're able to space out and that they themselves are aggressive on two-man coverage, and they're able to break through that and pass and score, but they're not teetering towards, again, getting those fouls. They have the best coverage of doing that, the best ability to do that, whereas the Tigers being so aggressive to try to outcompete with them has cost them good offensive opportunities. So I like what the Bobcats are doing on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball for them to make sure that they have a sturdy defense, but as well not, again, lose those offensive opportunities due to fouls.
Beal able to get the rebound there as Bobcats taking it the other way. Beal on the layup. Great transition there on the layup opportunity for Beal. And again, that is what we've talked about. This team has been so impressive in transition, able to get the ball down the floor, and then also just passing it cleanly as well. That's been really a big key to their success this season as well.
And to that point, you know, they're able to go in transition and make those clean plays. And then as well, when the Tigers are in transition, they're able to tip the ball and get them back onto their side. So they're able to stop plays by the Tigers, but as well continue plays for the Bobcats. So it's been a really good combination of formula, a successful formula that we've seen even when they've lost this season.
Nunnery is towards the corner. Nunnery looking for Battle. Battle now trying to make a decision of where he's going to go. He's going to try to drive into the paint on a off-center shot from mid-range. Battle on the second chance effort, able to get that one in, and he had to work for that one there. Battle able to get that one in for some points as they trail by 12.
You want to work for points. You want to make sure that you tire out your opponent so they can make those mistakes, so they can make a really bad pass and you're able to recuperate it and then get that offensive opportunity. So again, good job on the Bobcats. I like what they're doing. And as it winds down here, I think that they just need to keep it up. They need to keep up what they're doing, and I really love what they're doing so far.
Nunnery from three, and that was a beautiful shot from three. Great decision there. And now the Tigers trail by 9. And if you're the Tigers here, you got 5 minutes left to work with. The goal is really just to try to cut down at that lead, try to get yourself within a decent spot heading into the second half where you can feel confident heading into the next half.
Yeah, Tigers are on a little bit of a run here, guys. They're getting back to offensive rebounding and getting some good looks and scoring some points. Bobcats probably have to step up their pressure again.
First shot for Priester is off the back of the rim.
See if Pulak can stay hot. He's back out on the floor for the Bobcats. He was really feeling it, guys, early in the game.
Yeah, it really seems like it was Pulite, and then we also saw Priester kind of getting on a roll here in off the bench. So I think those have kind of been the two big offensive, productive scores so far here for the Bobcats that have kind of stood out so far. Shot from 3 by Nunnery, trying to go for another 3-ball opportunity. Mid-range jumper is good off the hands of number 23, Kareem Lamar.
Tigers getting a lot of looks, a lot of shots. Bobcats going to have to clean up the rebounding down at their side.
They've been good on coverage on the Tigers side of the ball, but not so much on their side of the court. So, again, they're going to need to fix that, especially when they reassess for the second half of this basketball game. Make sure that they have good enough coverage. Make sure that they close those openings so 2 points or 3 points are not allowed by them. So, again, it's a small thing, but it's a very vital thing. Anything can happen. It can go to the Tigers or the Bobcats. They can be on a roll or not be on a roll. So, right now, the Bobcats are still just trying to adjust and see what they can do here.
Yeah, maybe you amp up the aggressiveness, if you will, as well. That might also be another big key here as we head towards the end of this first half, is maybe amp up the aggressiveness, get back to kind of that type of defense that you've been playing that's really worked for this Bobcats team. As timeout is going to be called here, it looks like. I'm not sure if this is a media timeout or if this is an actual team timeout, but nevertheless, the Bobcats are in the bonus here, just to let everybody know. 7 fouls so far here for the Trinity College Tigers. They obviously have 7 fouls, so the bonus in favor right now for the Bobcats. That's something to keep in mind here with 4 minutes left to play.
I think they're calling both teams out to shoot these free throws and then do the timeout later, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a media timeout or if this was a actual team timeout. I believe this is just media.
Well, we're the media.
I guess.
We should know if it's a media timeout.
Well, usually it's every 5-minute increment. It's usually 15, 10, and 5.
Gotcha. That's good to know.
But they will, if the game is, they will let the game play on, depending on the situation and timeouts and stuff.
Maybe that was the goal then. Let them shoot this and then do the media timeout.
Yes.
The 5-minute mark. Gotcha. Thanks for explaining that, Dylan.
You're welcome.
Learned something new tonight.
When you've been around college basketball a lot, Bob, it's something that you pick up on as you broadcast.
That was good.
So the Tigers trying to look to get some momentum here offensively before the end of the first half. Tigers will head back beyond the 3-point line here. Nunnery trying to look for something here. Reeves not able to get the pass cleanly there. Pulite trying to go for the massive dunk, but just not able to connect. And maybe being a little too flashy there for Pulite. You respect the effort, but maybe not the way it ended up finishing out there as
the sloppy play right there.
Yeah, sloppy play by Gene. Tigers looking to try to connect or respond here. Another sloppy lossage of the ball there. And that's going to be a blocking or a shooting foul, excuse me, on Reeves. I believe that's his first foul of the night, and the Bobcats will head to the line to shoot for 2 as Gene will get 2 opportunities. And this will be the media timeout there, Bob.
At the 3-minute mark.
At the 3-minute mark.
Okay.
See, they it's different depending on the timing. So.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see our volleyball team up in the grandstands cheering on our basketball team.
Oh, yes.
What a season they had, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It was great to broadcast some of their matches earlier.
Yes.
It was fantastic,
It was a lot of fun.
of course.
A lot of fun. Definitely excited for next season and what they will bring to the table here for 2025, 26, or I guess 2025, yep.
So what do we got coming up? We got Thursday night basketball back here.
Thursday night, yep.
At home.
We got, I don't know if is there any holiday games next week? I don't know. We have the schedule. We should probably look that up.
We could look at the basketball schedule. Of course, in the spring, we're looking forward to baseball, softball broadcasting, and women's flag football, guys. And, of course, we'll continue with basketball as they heat up into their conference schedule after the holiday break.
Yeah, so we got Thursday against St. Pete College, and then the next game doesn't come until December 2nd against Santa Fe College. So a little bit of a break, nice little holiday break prior to the final kind of stretch, if you will. And for basketball, a little bit different this year. They go into December playing games, which is something that we usually don't see a lot of times.
Yeah.
We usually see the team kind of take a break right at the beginning of the December with the holidays and with the break, but they'll be playing till December 20th with a highlight game, Montcalm Community College coming into town, a out-of-state college. So that's going to be exciting to have a bit of a different look for the team.
That's always fun, and they usually travel with a lot of fans, so we'll see them in the grandstands. So that'll be a fun game.
Also, St. Leo University they'll be heading to as well on the road, which will be a fun matchup. Obviously, a gorgeous campus that is in Dade City. So some exciting basketball action to come. And, Bob, as you mentioned, baseball right around the corner as well. PHSC baseball will be back in action here as soon as we can say baseball season, if you will. Gene on the free throw attempt, no good.
Let's see if the Bobcats can finish up strong here, guys. It's been a good first half. I think it could be a little cleaner, so hopefully the Bobcats can go on a little bit of a run here at the end of the first half.
Gene will connect on the final free throw shot, 1 for 2 on the free throw attempts. So Battle was kind of slowing down the pace a little bit here, maybe trying to direct some traffic. As the Tigers looking to try to close out the half strong, and that was just well over Reeves there, and not a cleanest of passes as Bobcats now will regain possession. It's a 9-point Bobcats lead here with under 3 to play. PHSC will look to try to close out the first half strong here. Shot from three-point land, by Shade. Just rebounded there by Wiggins. Wiggins able to draw the foul, and he'll head to the line to shoot for 2. And I think you'll take that if you're Wiggins there. That really a tough spot where he was at shooting it from, and I think being able to draw the foul, definitely something positive that you can take away here as Wiggins heads to the line.
You get more chances to score. That's just simply as it is. More chances to score, and right now, again, with that 9-point lead, they can expand that. They can go into double digits at the end of this. So right now, they're going to score. They're going to try, see what they can do here, and that was a nice one right there.
Sorry, the 9th foul tonight here for the Tigers. It's definitely something that has to be noted here heading into the half, is cleaning up the fouls, cleaning up some of the a little bit maybe being too aggressive here on some of these plays. And it's been challenging because the Bobcats have really played the floor so strongly that it has been challenging to play this offense here so far tonight.
Bobcats have started off, too, shooting fairly well from the free throw line, guys, so far this season.
Two and a half to play here from Pasco in the first half of action. Polite rebounds. And Bobcats will head back the other way. Polite looking to drive into the paint, looking for the layup opportunity. And the Tigers will get the rebound. Nunnery dishes it out to Dawson. Dawson trying to go for the layup, rebounded by Shade. Shade will try to get back and get some offensive momentum going for the Bobcats here. Rebounded once more. Reeves able to grab the rebound here for the Tigers. Now it just feels like it's been a swapping bit here for both the Tigers and the Bobcats. Polite with another out-of-the-air steal, going for the dunk, but a foul from Sam Battle. Appreciate the sportsmanship there at the end, going to help him up. That was a cool move there by Sam Battle. But Polite there, another out of midair steal, and we saw a lot of that on opening night, but we're seeing that again from Polite, and you just gotta love how aggressive they are in just snagging the ball and being able to grab these steals. It's been impressive.
I think one half of it is the communication. You know, you have Wiggins and Palat, they're directing each other. The whole group is a communication-focused team. They want to see if there's an open opportunity, and they tell their players, they tell each other where to go to set up those plays. And that's one reason why they have had so many rebounds, so many turnovers, at least for the Tigers side, so many turnovers. They've been able to do that so strongly and have just better, smart basketball.
Absolutely. Battle out to McCoy. McCoy from three, in and out of the rim. Rebounded, though, off the loose ball. And the Tigers able to respond.
Look at the communication there. Just right there, telling each other what to do and able to go up front in court right now for another scoring opportunity, possibly from the three-point line.
Polite to Gene. Gene loses control, able to keep hold of it. Polite trying to go up for the shot, fouled on the play. And he'll head to the line again to shoot for two.
This must be his second time so far, and it's really, really good for the Bobcats. We don't necessarily talk about Palat as an offensive center player, but so far right now in PHSC this season so far, 19 to 61 in field goals, or 31.1% in field goal percentage this season, which is okay, and he's continuing to improve on that, but he is definitely someone who can do both parts, can be a heavy shooter and a great defensive player.
He's what you would say is a five-tool player in baseball, if you will. A five-tool player in basketball. Or two-tool player, I guess you could say.
Here's another deflection. Now they're going the other way.
Great transition. Hey. What a dunk by Marcus Shade. Oh, boy. That was pretty in the transition. Down the court, down their end of the floor. Shot from three by Behar, and now I believe a timeout called by the Bobcats. Still talk things over with under 30 seconds to play here in the first half of action.
It's been kind of an exciting first half, guys. A little bit sloppy at times, but nonetheless exciting.
How about the Marcus Shade dunk there, Bob? That was impressive.
Yeah, it's always good to see a dunk.
It's always.
I could never do that, so when I see others do it, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Maybe a SportsCenter top 10 play, Bob.
I tell you, Bobcats look very athletic, guys. I mean, both teams look athletic, obviously, but Bobcats.
Much more focused.
Yeah, very, very athletic, very quick-moving team. You could see when they put pressure on the Tigers in the first half, that's how they jumped out to that big lead, and they've held on to it. So very athletic, very quick-moving, playing good as a team, too, as Robert was saying.
And another thing you mentioned, too, Robert, is, again, winning 2 games, starting out so strong. I mean, obviously, this is a completely different team. Outside of Polite, this is a completely different team. But starting out so strong, having that confidence as a bunch of I mean, this is a freshman team. People have to remember that you're playing up against guys who have multiple years of experience here. So on paper, you would think this would be
a blowout
for Trinity, but this has really been an impressive showing here by the Bobcats.
Shade with a good, tough shot there, made the basket.
For this team being so young, this is so much promise. You really got to take a lot of this into account here as we head early on into the season. Battle from long range, trying to get one last shot off, not able to connect. And now we'll wrap things up here for the first half. 13-point lead here for the Bobcats as we close out the first half of action. And guys, it has been a wild one here from Pasco. A lot of exciting things. We saw Polite really has shown out tonight. We also saw Isaac Priester do a lot of good things as well. There's been a lot of positives here for the Bobcats. More positives than negatives. There is still things they need to clean up on, but it's been a pretty solid performance here so far for PHSC.
You know, the first part of this first half, you could see the sloppiness. They're going back and forth, but as it has gone on, the Bobcats are able to get those opportunities by the Tigers' sloppy play. And I think, as well, as I said before, they are very focused. They are up front in their communication. They're seeing the spots where there isn't one or two defenders, and they're able to get in and score. And then the fouls, that's been a big factor. As we're talking right now, the Tigers have 10 fouls compared to PHSC, who has 4. So that has been a very beneficial thing for the Bobcats because they're able to score more. So, again, as you said, you want to get good, clean basketball, but they're playing smart basketball. I like what they're doing. They need to keep it up. Don't slow down here, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here at the end of this halftime here from Pasco-Hernando State College. Again, 43-30 as the Bobcats lead it here from PHSC. Wiggins here tonight for your Bobcats. That's your starting group for the Pasco-Hernando State College Bobcats. Polite gets a hand in a heat, goes up airborne, and Polite will send it. Looking for Wiggins in the paint. Wiggins a little bit of an off by B.J. Jefferson. Jefferson actually the only change made for the Bobcats. He's the only new player in the game, I should say, for the Bobcats. Polite. We're about a quarter of the way through, or a little over a quarter of the way through here in the first half. Polite, mid-ranger from the free throw line, able to get that ball. Great pass there from Wiggins to Shade and on in this first half. Great play by Isaac Heff. Potential another opportunity here from 3 again from Priester. Priester swishes out, dishes it into the paint. Priester again. Priester getting some work in. Looks over into three-point range for Priester. Priester from 3, bang!
Going the other way.
Great transition. What a dunk by a blowout for Trinity, but this has really been an impressive showing here by the Bobcats. to Pasco-Hernando State College. Dylan Spalding with Robert Lischek here, joining you on tonight's broadcast. First off, we gotta correct ourselves here, and we have to give a shout out to the Pouliot family.
Yep, the Pouliot family. We wanted to make sure that we got their name right. Nick Pouliot.
We were told by Nick's father, who's in the crowd tonight, Pouliot is how you say his name. So we now have it down pat.
Yeah, we do.
I thought it was Poolite for the longest time, so now we at least have it down pat, which we're very happy of. But nevertheless, Dylan Spalding here with you, Robert Lischek, and Robert, this is obviously second half of action. 13-point lead here for the Bobcats. You definitely have to be confident where you're at right now in terms of the lead, and obviously heading into the second half, you want to continue the way you've been playing defensively and offensively, but you also want to clean things up in terms of the ball movement and the way you've been doing things in terms of passing. I think there's some things that can be cleaned up, and holding on as well, having ball control and being much more, I guess you could say, not as aggressive, if you will, with it is going to be a big positive as well.
Oh, yes, and I talked to O'Neill before the second half, the head coach O'Neill, and he told me this. He said that they like the ball control that they're having. They're actually making shots like that one right there. More shots, which means more opportunities to score, and as well, communication. I've said this directly, communication. He said that before every game in the pregame, they say that communication is so key, and they want to make sure that every player communicates. That's how they're able to see where the ball is going from the Tigers, able to get that ball, that turnover, able to score on a mistake by the Tigers, and that's what exactly what they're doing tonight.
It's the same starting five that started the game tonight that's out on the floor here to begin the second half. Great shot from three, and the Bobcats now are feeling it early here in the second half of play. And what a steal by Pouliot there on the steal, able to grab it and keep it in bounds, but it does go back to the Tigers, or excuse me, it does go back to the Bobcats, so the Bobcats will retain possession as Lamar now has 4 fouls on the night. Definitely something you're going to have to keep an eye on here. You do not want to get into that 5th foul because that would mean the end of the game for Lamar, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Those fouls are causing so many mistakes for them to actually score, and it's actually limiting them to score for the Tigers, and plenty of opportunities for the Bobcats to score. Fouls are the killers for teams. They are something that can drain the momentum, drain the energy, and leave you without a good scoring opportunity to build momentum and keep on going.
Reeves checking into the game here for Alex Dawson. So one quick substitution already here for the Tigers, as they will have possession here with just over a minute here into the second half of play. The foul was on Marcus Shade as well for fans who are listening in. Nunnery going to look to try to pass it in here. Finds Reeves, who checks in, or who's checked in already. Nunnery trying to get around, trying to make something happen here. Reeves now going to try to make something happen, trying to get back to Nunnery again, but gets it to Battle. Battle now trying to look for something. He kind of stumbles there, but still able to get the shot off with McCoy.
Had enough time, had enough opportunity to get that three-pointer. So far they've been scoring better than the last few minutes of the first half for the Tigers.
And that really wasn't a clean transition in terms of the passing there. It really was a little bit sloppy, but somehow McCoy was able to get the rebound, if you will, or able to pick up the loose ball and make the quick shot, which was a smart decision there by McCoy, and not continuing to pass the ball around, as, again, the Tigers caught up defensively a little bit there, as now the Bobcats will try to head back the other way and continue their offense momentum. That will stay into the Bobcats' possession here, as it was last touched by Lamar heading out of bounds.
Yeah, there's a miscommunication from Shade to Darius Moore on that pass, but now they're able to recuperate, see what they can do here.
Moore to Wiggins, over to Jean. Jean from three, and rebounded by McCoy and the Tigers. Pouliot trying to pressure them defensively here. Pass out to Battle, quick pass there out to Battle. Shot from Nunnery from 3, off target, and grabbing the foul is going to be Lamar as well. No, he did not get the points, but he did get the foul, he did get the points in time. Didn't populate there on the scoreboard, but nevertheless, he did get the point. So this is an and-one opportunity, and already 2 quick fouls here early on in the second half of play for the Bobcats. Wiggins now a battle for the basketball, the jump ball going into the favor of the Tigers. So the Tigers regain possession. That is a major recovery there for the Tigers, and a chance here to try and pick up some second chance points, if you will.
Recoveries have been key for both teams to recover the ball and continue the play, and so far the Tigers have been doing that much better. And even though it's so early, I can see it much better at doing that for the Tigers.
Nunnery, unfortunately, not able to keep control of it. He had actually lost control, and the ball went out of bounds. So the Bobcats will get back possession here as they look to try to extend their lead. Great dish out to Pouliot, and he tries to go up for the shot, draws a foul, and he will head to the line to shoot for 2. As you mentioned, that is his second or third opportunity at the free throw line. Definitely his first here of this half, but he's had a couple opportunities at the free throw line here tonight. He's been able to make most of them.
Yeah, he's been able to make most of them. He's missed some, but again, he's added those additional 2 points on his first attempt every time except for this one right here. So right now, it's just trying to make sure that they can keep possession, the transfer for plays right here. And so far, it seems like the Tigers have a renewed energy.
Great second chance effort there by Pouliot. Nunnery now pressured defensively. He has to check back and swarm back over to the other side. Reeves now. Reeves trying to go up in towards the paint. And they're going to say he got fouled, so he will. The Tigers will get a chance to get an inbound pass here from their end of the floor. Sam Battle will be the one to check it in. Battle out to Nunnery. Great dish out there to Nunnery, but just not able to connect. And that was a smart decision there by Battle. Nunnery was wide open over there towards three ball. Losing control is Wiggins. Pouliot able to get the rebound. Passed over to Jean. Yes, shot from 3. Incredible play by Jean there. And a good job by the Bobcats, able to kind of recover, kind of get everything back in order and able to connect on the 3 as Reeves then goes up to make the shot on the layup, an easy layup at that, at the rim.
Another sloppy play.
Battle now. Battle tipped off by Pouliot, and that will head out of bounds. And that will stay Tigers' possession. And immediate timeout.
Timeout.
So neither team so far here early seems to have that momentum early on, but Bobcats have done some things a little bit better maybe than the Tigers, but also having this lead so early as well in the second half has really also helped the Bobcats as well in some of these situations.
It has to a certain extent. My major concern, unfortunately, is the clean basketball. The last play, in the middle of the court, he was trying to look for a player, a Bobcat, I should say, and that ball was taken right underneath him, and that led to a scoring opportunity for the Tigers. So, again, it's to keep focused, keep communicating, and making sure that you're still able to hold on to the ball and not let pressure deviate from your scoring opportunity. So that's something that I think needs to be paid attention to more, maybe just a slight concern. Again, they do have a good lead, but again, leads can disappear. This is basketball. Anything could happen.
Yeah, and it's only a 13-point lead, so, I mean, you definitely still want to play your highest level of basketball. And again, you have 15 minutes left to play here in the second half. A lot of time left, a lot of time to still be able to get back in this game. So, yeah, completely agree. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Bobcats fare here heading into these last 15 minutes of action here as we approach this final stretch of this game here. Again, it's all about cleanness, as you mentioned, and that's really going to be the key here for the Bobcats. Battle pressured already. Continually pressured, double man pressure here for the Bobcats defensively. But it still worked out. Sam Battle able to make a play, and that was a great job there by Battle, finding an open seam, if you will, and just connecting and driving into the paint.
Those are the plays that can definitely build momentum for the Tigers, and that's something that the Bobcats need to readjust and be aware of.
Pouliot able to grab the layup on the assist. And it's now a 13-point lead. McCoy now trying to make something happen. He does from mid-range, but not able to connect. Ball off the rim there, and that will be rebounded by Pouliot. So Bobcats here trying to establish a bit of a rhythm here. We saw that kind of happen towards the end of the first half. Can they do that here at the beginning of the second half? Shade, mid-range jumper, beautiful play, able to shake off the defense and able to grab the mid-range jumper. Now it is a 15-point Bobcats lead, I believe the largest lead we've had all night here for the Bobcats. 3 ball from McCoy. McCoy off target. Bobcats head back the other way now. Trying to take advantage on the transition. Mid-range again from Gene, and now the Bobcats are rolling. And now the momentum has switched in favor of PHSC, and some pretty shots from the Bobcats have really helped out this offensive momentum swing here midway, or I should say 3/4 or a quarter of the way here into the second half of action.
You know, it's a good comeback from the earlier sloppiness that we just saw, even though, again, it's very early in the second half. But nevertheless, the Bobcats right now, what I do like about it, and it can be something that we can analyze and reassess later on, of course, is that most of the Bobcats are almost attached to the hip. There's always 2 defenders on each side, making sure that they're able to block a path that the Tigers can take. And that's something I really do like about the Bobcats and the defense that they've had so far. And then as well, they are able to, again, shoot a lot more. Again, that's what Coach O'Neill said, making sure that they can shoot more means they can score more. And with some of the best high school talent that we've seen on a PHSC roster in basketball, you know, they can make that happen. It is such a distinct possibility. It's just dependent on the pressure. And right now the Bobcats are taking it in stride, taking the pressure and converting it into great scoring opportunities like this one right here.
Ooh, pretty layup there by B.J. Jefferson. And as you mentioned, I mean, that is, again, defensive 101, if you will. And it's going to be a kick ball violation as it hit off of Marcus Shade's leg there. Really nothing he could do at all about that. That was more so unintentional than anything else.
A player that I'd like to talk about too, Marcus Shade. Yeah, he's been very communicative up in front, way more than we saw in the first half, and he's been able to convert some really good plays for the Bobcats.
Great shot there by James Miller, able to connect on the shot, and it's now 60-43, 17-point lead. Miller able to get the steal. Great block, though, by Jefferson, and how about that on a responsive effort? That was great work by Jefferson, staying on Miller, not allowing him to get the easy bucket, because that definitely could have looked like an easy bucket. Now the Bobcats have another chance here. Pouliot losing control. Chance here for the Tigers in transition. Now a chance here, 2-on-1. Losing control again. Now the Tigers regain possession, and just sloppy ball play here between both squads. And now a substitution here as Isaac Priester comes back into the game. He'll sub in for Nicholas Pouliot.
Like you just said, sloppy basketball, unfortunately, and it was on plays that could have been an extender of what we saw so far. So, again, both teams have got to manage some good, clean basketball. They have those smart choices. They've been making smart choices. But the last second, they literally and figuratively have dropped the ball on some of these key plays.
Beal able to drop the foul there. The foul going to be on Alex Dawson. Kind of expected that to happen there. Beal was getting swarmed right at the rim.
but Beal's been a resilient player and actually one of our better offensive players that we saw, one of the highlight players that we saw on those first 4 players in the first half, and he's an excellent scorer as well. Again, a power forward, small forward, came from South Fork High School. You know, I said this all over again, you know, beat the national average on rebounds already in high school and college, so he's overall a good developmental talent.
Tigers able to get the rebound on the missed free throw attempt. So 61-43, almost a 20-point lead here for PHSC. Tigers looking to try to get back within range here of making a comeback. Again, it's as the clock continues to wind down, the chances of the Tigers having a shot to get back into this game becomes slimmer. Shot from mid-range, off the mark. Garcia gonna try to get down the court here and try to make a quick shot opportunity, but not able to get anything there as he loses the ball. Reeves on the layup, able to get that one in. It's now a 17-point Bobcats lead. And the foul will be on number 11, James Miller. So Bobcats will retain possession here. As Brandon Behar will come into the game here. Isaac Kevin will make the pass in here for the Bobcats. Again, 17-point lead here as we approach the halfway point here in the final half of action. Pass over to Garcia. Beal from 3. Beautiful 3-ball on the bounce off the rim. That was something.
And that ball was drained from downtown. What a good play. A nice floater in, and another opportunity for the Bobcats. Can they do it? Oh.
Second chance effort, able to get that one in was Jefferson. Jefferson, I believe, was the one who had the hand on it. And a great job on the transition there, though, from the Tigers. That does count for the point as they took the timeout after the point had scored. So the Tigers will, well, do they get the timeout? Here's the question, do they get the point, though?
I think that's something they're going to talk about and assess, but I was going to say, when I thought John Garcia was going to score for, you know, just a second, I was basically rooting for this guy right now. He's had a slow start this season, and he's yet to make a three-point attempt and yet to have small numbers in scoring. So I was really hoping that this guy would stand out. But again, slow, sure process. And, you know, so far, right now, it's just been a back and forth. If you noticed it right now, they've been back and forth in what they've been doing. But again, I see the Bobcats, they still have the lead. That is the greatest news you could have. They have the lead. They've been able to get some good points, some good, you know, three-pointers. And right now, I think the Tigers they're building something. They are, and we've seen that with some of the last couple plays. So, again, we just have to see how this goes. You know, the Bobcats got to retain communication. I think that the defenders need to be more close-knit to each other. There was those openings which led the Tigers to score more, and then some of those sloppy plays, you know, in the middle of the court when they're about to pass, when they're about to start another play, a 1-2-3 play, it just is derailed, unfortunately. So the Bobcats right now, I think they're looking at what they need to do and already communicating on which spot they need to go in order to find themselves in a better position. But I'll leave the broadcasting back to you.
So I believe they did count the point there because obviously the Bobcats are the ones to pass it in here out of the timeout. So, yeah, they will count that point on the board. It was tough to tell if they had taken the timeout before that went in, which would have been a shame. That's going to be a foul. I believe it's going to be on the Bobcats. So this is going to be on Garcia. And that's a personal foul for Garcia as that will head back towards the favor of the Tigers. Still a 19-point lead, though, here if you are the Tigers. And obviously you see them rolling the ball there, trying to conserve time. They know that time is not their friend right now here, where they're at and where the score is. Shot from three-point land is good by Nunnery. And now the pressure's on here for the Tigers. They know that they have a shot here. This could be their last maybe chance to try to swing in their favor.
if they keep doing those three-pointers, if they keep making sure the Bobcats start to make fouls. Look, right now the fouls are even at 4-4, and taking that ball away right there. Nice shot.
Right.
Taking the ball away from the Bobcats, because the Bobcats right now are being inconsistent on their clean playing. I mean, that is the formula. That's what they need to do in order to win. It's not that far away. It is a distinct possibility.
And now the Tigers are continuing to push the pressure. And it has worked perfectly so far. They've been able to connect on a couple of their opportunities. Miller, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Foul. Waiting on who the foul was. Going to be on 30 for Garcia there. He'll be charged with the foul. His second foul already. And Pouliot, Wiggins, and Garcia are all coming in the game. Very reminiscent of what the starting five looked like outside of number 2, Isaac Heavens. So a lot of the starting group checking into the game here as shot from three-point laying off target as Nunnery not able to connect. And now the Bobcats have to swing back into their favor here. They cannot allow a run from the Tigers here, especially at this point in the game.
I see that the one-on-ones between the Bobcats and Tigers is where most of these turnovers, where most of these plays lean towards the Tigers. And that's something that they're going to probably have to work on more and more as the season progresses. But, you know, they were really good on one-on-one. They were good one-on-two. So right now, is it because they're tired? Is it because it's getting very, very close? I don't know. But that shot contradicts my statement. Look at that. That ball was drained from downtown. But that's an energy booster.
Louis Jean, what a play he made there. Shaking off the defense and able to grab a wide open three-point shot. That is textbook in basketball, if I ever say one myself. And they're going to call a foul on Jefferson. They're going to say he got the hand in.
The quick succession of fouls is something that's very interesting. I think the succession is happening much more quickly than I think I saw in the first half. And 10 combined fouls between the two teams so far. Right now, the Bobcats are leading the fouls, unfortunately, with 6.
Yeah, and there's 7, and that's going to put the Bobcats in the bonus troubles. So the Tigers now have the advantage here in terms of the fouls. That's going to be a big factor here as we get later into this game. Obviously, it's still a pretty hefty lead here for the Bobcats, but I mean, the bonus is definitely going to be a huge plus if you are the Tigers. If you want to try to get back into this game, you could use that to your advantage.
And we've seen that they have excellent scores, and they're able to get these bonus points from this position, and just like that one. So the pressure is now, I think, leaning towards the Bobcats. What they need to focus on is getting good, clean basketball, thinking smarter about those choices when they're passing around a defender. Those plays where it's 1, 2, 3, at the last moment of those plays, it's taken away by a Tiger, and you know, the Tigers are able to score on that. So right now the Bobcats, I think they have to slow down just a little bit. Keep up the aggressiveness, but also make sure that they don't leave the Tigers with any dinner on their plate.
Pouliot, great layup there, able to grab the points. And it is now a 17-point lead again for the Bobcats. They've been hovering around this 17 to 20-point lead, a 20-point advantage, if you will, and that's kind of been the story of the game here so far, is the Bobcats just have continued to put the offensive pressure on, but a great three-ball there from Brandon Behar. And now a chance here for the Tigers. You don't want to be overly aggressive. They do get a little bit aggressive, but just aggressive enough, I actually think that is going to be a turnover. So the Tigers are going to get possession here. I believe it might have been a traveling potentially. Not exactly sure the exact call there, but Bobcats actually got a little bit too aggressive, and now a chance here for the Tigers, not able to take advantage, and the Bobcats led back the other way. 8:45 left to play here in regulation. And that will head out of bounds. Bobcats retain. It's a 71 to 57 lead here as Bobcats look to win their third game of the season and surpass their season mark from last season.
It would definitely be a story tonight if they win at home with their third win. Hopefully right now another sloppy mistake, unfortunately, for the Bobcats.
Joshua Cartagena will check into the game here. The freshman out of Tampa, Florida, gets his second appearance here of the night. What do you do here if you are the Tigers? Because you've got to play a little bit aggressive and you got to be quick in terms of your opportunities, but you also don't want to be too aggressive to where you're making mistakes.
I think, with the Tigers, right now what they're doing is making sure that they're more defense-centered, and they're letting – that's a beautiful three-pointer. They're letting the Bobcats do their own mistakes by the fouls. The fouls kind of change the momentum, I think. So let the Bobcats continue to make mistakes on fouling, on their aggressiveness, determining their aggressiveness level. And for the Tigers, of course, they got to continue doing this one-on-one. That's been excellent, much better than the first half.
And that will go out of play. That will be Tigers' possession here on the last touch by the Bobcats. And this will be a media timeout here as the Bobcats currently lead here 74-59. It's a 15-point advantage. And we approach the final 5 minutes of this contest. And again, so far, as you mentioned, really, again, you mentioned the big story, it would be the 3 wins. And I know it seems so small in terms of the significance of it, but it really truly is a big stepping stone because you already surpassed your mark from last season, but you're also showing so much improvement already early on this season. I mean, this is a team that has really done a great job. And again, this is a team that has mostly freshmen. All but one player is a freshman. So for them to do what they are doing, the level that they are playing at against competition that has experience, has the collegiate ability, if you will, already, or has that the chops, if you will, it's impressive to see where this team is already at, and it's exciting for what the future is of this team heading into the years to come.
O'Neal, when we first talked to him on the home opener, and I asked him what is so different from last season, he said that he's able to pick his staff, pick the players, determine their potential. All of them have potential, and because of how much experience they have had at the high school level, we're talking about excellent high school players in the state of Florida here in Pasco-Hernando, Hillsborough County. They're able to determine what is best for each player, and with that control, they're able to implement the best lessons that they can put on these players. Right now, the Bobcats, I think they're getting a bit frustrated, and one thing that O'Neal has said is patience. One thing he said is being communicative, having that open communication. So, hey, we can work together to find a way.
Gene not able to connect on that was Wiggins actually who got the 3-point shut off, not able to connect there. As the Tigers now go back the other way. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned it perfectly, Robert. I think, again, this team it's Nick's team. It's Coach O'Neal's team, and it's the guys that he wanted, the coaches that he wanted. Obviously, you got some coaches who are returning this year, but I mean, this is Nick's team this year. It's not a team that he's inheriting, if you will, in terms of Coach Larry Bem's group that he had in previous years. And again, this is the first year where the Bobcats have not had to, worry about a coaching change or, wonder if there will be a coaching change. This is the second year of an established head coach now. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see where this Bobcats team heads from here. It can only go up. And the way this team has played all early on this year, there's a lot of high expectations, or a lot of high excitement, I should say, within this roster. 3 ball from Gene. Drained and drilled. What a shot from Gene, and he is firing up here. And that has been really the story of the night, is they've had so many important contributors. Gene has been a big contributor. Pouliot has been a big contributor. I mean, Priester has had a really good night as well. I mean, there's been a handful of players who have really etched their name into this game so far here for the Bobcats.
I think it's the ones that have communicated the most. They are dictating how the play is beginning and how it is ending. Pouliot, You talk about Wiggins and Jefferson, even more. I've seen Garcia. He's starting to communicate more. And eventually, 9 times out of 10, they're able to get a score from it. They're able to get points from it. So that's the really good news. But right now, they have to keep the communication up. It is still a very close game. You know, it is winding down, but the pressure's on for both teams. I think more on the Bobcats because they have to retain this win. This is an at-home game. This could be something monumental.
Shot from Shade, in and out of the rim, and rebounded by Sam Battle and the Tigers. Little over 5.5 to play, or a little under 5.5 to play here from Pasco-Hernando State College. Bobcats looking for their 3rd win of the season. It will be Coach O'Neill's 5th win of his career. Again, 2 wins last season, 2 wins so far this season, 4 total as a head coach here in the NJCAA level. Shot up is good by Wiggins, and it's now 79-61, 18-point advantage here as the Tigers switching in and out players here as we're trying to maybe get. And it's going to be Tigers ball here. They said it was off the shoe of Gene. It's great when you have the ref right here. You get to listen.
You're able
to
see the action.
Exactly. You're able to hear everything you say.
I like how everyone, again, is so knit with each other. There's 2 defenders up in front of our booth right here, and then everyone else is on 1 player, and that's really, really good because they've been able to convert and score. But sometimes, especially in the second half of this game, they've been faulty on that, so it's nice to see that formation come back again.
Interesting shot. How about that from Gene? A kind of pushed off shot. I mean, I don't really know what you would call that. That was an interesting shot by Gene.
A unique floater.
Yeah, unique floater for sure. Pouliot dishes it out to Shade. Shade out to Wiggins. Wiggins not able to do anything there, but the foul charge to James Miller. 5 fouls already here for the Tigers. That is something to keep in mind here. The bonus is still in plausible possibility here for the Tigers, or for the Bobcats here, which would basically nullify the bonus advantage that the Tigers have right now. Shot off, not able to get that one in. And I'm really surprised. We haven't seen much of the Tigers. We haven't seen the Tigers really take the bonus into effect since it came in. So that's been something that's kind of been interesting here that we haven't seen a lot of, is using the bonus to their advantage. We haven't seen the Tigers do that much here so far in this game.
You know, seizing every opportunity to score. You know, if we score more, we're able to win more. And that's something that O'Neill has put into the game plan, into the structure of this team. When we're able to score more, we're able to win more. And that's something that so far has been successful today, and I think so far in the early parts of the season.
Rebounded by the Bobcats, and it is now a 20-point lead. And for the Bobcats, you don't want to say it right now, but it's getting to the point now where you can start trying to ease down maybe the pace a little bit and try to shut the door here in tonight's contest. Joshua Cartagena will step in now here for the Tigers. So again, 3:09 to play here. Bobcats looking for their 3rd win of the season. They lead by 20 as they have the next 2 nights off. Let's talk a little bit about what's to come here for the Bobcats. Again, 2 nights here following tonight of days off, days of rest. Coming into Thursday, a really tough D1 matchup against St. Pete College. They're playing they're playing tomorrow, I should say. Really should be a tough test here coming up on Thursday against this St. Pete College squad. Again, this is a team that has a lot of experience and usually brings a decent roster to the table. You know,
yeah, it is interesting because PHSC has already went against these D1 teams earlier, looking at the schedule and results from that. So far, if we went back, they went against St. Petersburg College. They went against, I believe,
Hillsborough Community College
Hillsborough Community College as well. And again, those are D1 really good schools that unfortunately they've lost against those teams, but as well, I think much improved from last year. You know, again, this is a D2 team, but again, the players that we have here are fantastic. And, you know, looking at the team and looking at what they've done so far, you know, even if they lose tonight, when they go back home here on the 19th, which is actually not on the 19th, excuse me, when the next time they go back home, 21st, they will be able to win. I think I have that in my mind, no doubt.
Three-pointer shot from Wiggins is good. 23-point lead now as Bobcats continue to extend it. And Cartagena losing control, battle for the basketball, and now it feels like a fumble in football. It just felt like a fumble recovery, if you will. Gene, not really a clean pass there. That will go out of bounds, and this will be, I believe, Tigers' possession here.
It seems like the ball was tipped, and then, you know, he was unable to recover that ball and continue the play. But, you know, that's something that's been seen tonight, you know, with them blocking the passes, able to deter players from getting to the desired route that they want. It's something that on both sides has been consistent tonight.
And something about tomorrow as well, that's a big thing as well to talk about, is the Ave Maria game is on the road. Bobcats are still looking for their first road victory of the season, and this is a team that they had defeated on opening night, so definitely a big opportunity here for the Bobcats to grab back-to-back wins, break this two-game losing skid that they've been on, and also tomorrow potentially be able to grab a potential road victory, their first of the season. Again, this is trending upwards here for the Bobcats as we approach the final handful of games of the semester before they get into conference play, which is really where the bread and butter is.
The bread and butter, exactly. But it's good to have a nice overall record. They're 2-3. If they win today, they're at 500. If they win tomorrow, they'll be, you know, 4-3. And that is a very good finish for the month of November. At least so far in the next coming weeks, if they have a winning record in November, that's something that they can look back and see what they did really, really well, and then what they didn't do well. So, you know, having a good finish for, you know, November and December is something that I think will be a definite positive factor for this team and its culture.
Under 2 minutes to play here as the Bobcats just trying to close the door here on the Tigers. Again, the first win against the Tigers of the season. These two teams will obviously meet up again here later on in the year. The battle of Newport Richey, if you will. I mean, these two teams practically down the road from each other. Trinity College, obviously, in Trinity, Florida. And for Pasco-Hernando here, obviously, Newport Richey. So, I mean, 15 minutes apart, basically, for both of these schools. And very much recruiting similar players, although their schools are a little bit different. If we had Bob here, he probably could explain the difference in the schools and the way they are.
But nevertheless, you know.
Nevertheless, you're recruiting a lot from the area.
You know, it's a good local rivalry. You know, I love local rivalries. You know, it's embedded in college sports. And especially, I think, more important when, you know, you're in a lower division. There's something about it. It's something unique about it, being in Division II and having these rivals so close to you. It builds rapport with the other team, with the teams that you're facing, but as well also leads you to challenge yourself. You want to be better than your competitor that's literally right next door.
Shot's good. And it's now going to be a 22-point lead here for the Bobcats. And a struggle for the basketball goes into the favor of the Bobcats. And with 1:06 to play, the Bobcats could practically just run the clock here if they wanted to with the last minute left.
You know, right now they're at 88 points. It's really, really close right now. They could actually potentially, if they're on engines full blasting, they could beat their first game with the amount of with the amount of points scored, I should say, which was on November 5th. They won against Ave Maria 96-77. Right now, here in this game thus far, 88-66. So they could possibly beat that number. Distinctively, we'll have to wait and see. But if they can get these bonus points, then they're able to possibly break that record tonight.
Garcia will drive into the paint. He was maybe looking like he was going to take a 3-ball from beyond the arc, but just not going for that attempt. Again, the Bobcats, all they need to do is run the clock here. They have control. 6 seconds, though. Shot clock is expiring. Shot up just with the nick of time, grabbing the shot with a second left. That's as perfect as you could ask for. And now it's just a matter of stopping the Tigers here defensively. And the shot's good, and now you can just shut the door if you're the Bobcats here. We'll see if a foul is in order. They're going to continue the high-octane pace, not able to get the shot off. Foul, I believe it's going to be on the Bobcats. That's going to be on Priester.
With 22 seconds
Or,
left.
excuse me, Beal.
Sorry. With 22 seconds left right now, the Bobcats, with the score just as is, right now they'll actually have their second biggest victory of the season. They already surpassed their win against Florida Sports Coast on November 11th, beating them 83-66. So that's a positive benefactor, something they can take in as they go against Ave Maria, as they go against some of our D1 schools here in the Pasco and Hernando area. So right now, I think this is a momental win. This is a great win for this team.
Tigers will get the rebound there. Nunnery now passes it out to Cartagena. Reeves trying to get the last shot off, and that will just about wrap things up here. Still playing at a high level, though. So as Miller gets a rebound, and the shot swirls in. And again, this should wrap things up. Garcia will hold on to it. That'll do it. So the Bobcats win it 90-72, an 18-point victory. It got a little wild at the end there, but nevertheless, the Bobcats still able to grab the victory, and a solid performance here for PHSC here on the night. And player of the game, who we got? Do we think it's Pouliot?
You know, well, I think we should talk about the possible nominees, and then I think we'll get to our winner. Of course, Pouliot, you know, he has been on fire defensively, and he's able to get into the zone and able to score. He's definitely one of our best players because he is the most experienced player, I think, as well. Isaac Heaven, he was a big communicator on the court, able to get some really good plays, some good three-pointers. And I think as well, Lucas Jean, possibly Caleb Wiggins as well. I think those two players were excellent in what they've done. Again, always improving players and players that already had made a statistical impact being on this roster. So I think those are the nominees, but I agree with you. Nick Pouliot, he has something that has definitely been vital to this team. You can call him almost the Stephen Curry of this team because he is the experienced player. He is the one that's been communicating. He is, I want to say, your second, third leader on this team outside of the coach and assistant coach. So I'm pulling for him.
Well, I just want to say, how cool is this? At the end of the game, everybody circled together at midcourt, having a prayer. Really, really cool to see this kind of camaraderie between both schools. I mean, this is what you want here if you are a basketball fan. So we'll grab Pouliot here, and we'll have him for the post-game interview. And we are joined with tonight's player of the game here for the Bobcats, Nicholas Pouliot. Now, Nick, well, first up, we got to say we apologize. We've been saying your name wrong, or your dad actually came over and gave us your correct name. So we finally got the correct spelling and wording, if you will. But, Nick, big night, and it really started offensively with you, if you will. Sir. You go make the steal out of the air, be able to grab the dunk as well. I mean, just talk about the defensive aggressiveness and how important that has been to the success early on here this season for you guys.
You know, our defensive aggressiveness really, really just get after it. You know, I mean, we really yesterday in practice, we really emphasized, aggressiveness on defense, and that's how it's going to translate to offense, and that's how we're going to win this game.
Robert?
All right, and this is the third win of the season. Basically, this team has outperformed last season with their 2 wins last season. How does that feel? This is a monumental game, and you got this team, their third win, much improved record, I think much improved team. How do you feel about that?
You know, it feels really good to actually win, and you know, this is a different group of guys than last year, and you know, different type of effort, different type of everything, and going through practice, through games. People just want to win, you know, and you know, it's just a really fun experience with these guys. Definitely really better than last year, but you know, it's just really starting in practice, you know. That's all.
I want to ask this real quick, and I know this is Adalius Reeves on the opposing squad, and obviously we see at the end there the camaraderie that this team, you know, you have with the team that you guys have, but also just together against your opponent and stuff. Just talk about getting to play against him and a former teammate as well, and having that camaraderie with your teammates. How
yeah, you know,
important is
it's pretty cool playing against you know, people I've played with on my team. You know, you really trying to, you know, talk our talk. You know, it's really fun going against people you know, and it brings out the better competitiveness in each of us, and I think it's really fun doing that.
And then going into these final couple games here, coming up here, as obviously the semester closes out, the first half of the season closes out. I mean, how do you continue this momentum? What does the team need to do here to
I think we really just got to, you know, giving our all, every practice, every game, everything. We got to buy in what the coaches are saying, buy in what everybody else is saying, and I think we'll have a really good season.
I love it. Awesome. Nick,
Right.
thank you so much. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great stuff there from Nicholas Pouliot. And again, he says it perfectly. I mean, just being able to continue to work, continue to find that success, and this team will go places here this season.
You know, exactly how he put it, talked about communication and practice and everything. This team is so different from last year. It is a new era for the Bobcats, a new synergy for the Bobcats. And right now, they can only go up from here. It is something that this team is striving for. Success, determination, you know, making sure that, yes, last year was a very hard season, but this year we're going to rise from the ashes.
I love it. Well, Dylan Spalding, as for myself, Dylan Spalding, as for Robert Lischek. Robert, as always, really a pleasure. If this is our last broadcast before the holidays, have a good holiday. And for everybody who's listening, hopefully everyone has a great holiday as well. If this is our last broadcast before Thanksgiving, hopefully everyone has a safe holiday next week. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys hopefully after the break and getting ready for some more basketball season kicking going.
All right, yeah.
Awesome. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time here on the Bobcats Broadcasting Network.
Doing tonight.
It's the same starting five that started the game tonight. That's out. Pouliot able to get the rebound. Passed over to Gene. Yes, shot from
Adjust and be aware of.
Pouliot able to grab that kind of happened towards the end of the first half. Can they do that here at the beginning of the second half? Shade, mid-range jumper, beautiful.
Right, taking the pressure and converting it into great scoring opportunities like this one right here.
Ooh, pretty layup there by Beal from three. Beautiful three ball on the bounce.
Opportunity for the Bobcats. Can they do it? Oh.
Second chance effort, able to get that.
Getting very, very close. I don't know, but that shot contradicts my statement. Look at that. The Tigers with any dinner on their plate.
Pouliot, great layup.
Is making sure that they're more defense-centered and they're letting.
There's a lot of high excitement, I should say, within this roster. Three ball from Gene. Drained and drained. The NJCAA level. Shot up is good. Interesting shot. How about that from
21st? They will be able to win. I think I have that in the other team with the teams that you're facing, but as well also leads you to challenge yourself. You want to be better than your competitor that's literally right next door.
Shot's good. Clock is expiring. Shot up just with the nick of time.